The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Hazel Chen walked to the central podium, her boots echoing against the crystalline floor. Behind her, the holographic display showed the smoldering ruins of the human colony on Proxima Station 3000 souls, reduced to ash by the Valkyrie Imperium's refinement protocols. Leo Martinez stood in the observation gallery above, his jaw clenched as he watched his partner prepare to address the assembled alien dignitaries. As Earth's military attaché, he had seen the aftermath firsthand. The bodies, the children, the systematic execution of anyone who dared resist the Valkyrie's cultural improvements. Honored members of the Council, Hazel began, her voice steady despite the rage burning in her chest. For 2 centuries, humanity has bent. We have refined our language, removing words your translators found aggressive. We refined our art, sanitizing anything your sensibilities deemed primitive. We refined our very emotions, suppressing the anger, the passion, the fire that made us human because you told us it was necessary to join your enlightened civilization. A Valkyrie representative, his silver skin shimmering with indignation, rose from his seat. Ambassador Chen, your species was given a gift. Sit down, Hazel said, her tone sharp enough to cut steel. You've had 200 years to speak. Today, you listen. The Valkyrie hesitated, then slowly lowered himself back into his chair. Around the chamber, representatives from a dozen species shifted uncomfortably. They had never heard a human speak this way. Leo felt a grim satisfaction wash over him. This was the moment Earth had been building toward, the moment when humanity stopped apologizing for existing. Hazel continued, her words measured but laced with barely contained fury. We refined ourselves because we were told it was the price of peace, the price of trade, the price of not being exterminated as dangerous primitives. We watched as you stripped away our music, our literature, our poetry, anything that reminded you that humans felt things deeply, passionately, dangerously. She pulled up another hologram, a young girl, no more than 10, clutching a stuffed animal. This was Maya Rodriguez. She loved to paint messy, chaotic watercolors that your refinement officers called emotionally unstable. They killed her for refusing to attend their reconditioning sessions. She was 10 years old. The chamber remained silent. No one dared speak. For 2 centuries, Hazel said, her voice rising, we believed that refinement would make us acceptable, that if we just smoothed away our rough edges, you would see us as equals. We were wrong. You never wanted equals. You wanted pets, docile, obedient, refined pets who would never challenge your authority. Leo descended from the observation gallery, walking through the rows of alien delegates until he stood beside Hazel. His dress uniform bore the scars of Proxima Station burn marks and bloodstains he had deliberately refused to clean. Let them see what their refinement had cost. I was there, Leo said, his voice carrying through the chamber. I watched your refinement. Officers execute civilians for singing songs you deemed too emotionally intense. I watched them burn libraries because human philosophy questioned your precious order. And I watched 3,000 men, women, and children die because they refused to stop being human. He turned to face the Valkyrie delegation directly. You call it refinement. We call it genocide. The Valkyrie representative stood again, his voice dripping with condescension. Your species is young, impulsive. Without our guidance, you would have destroyed yourselves. We gave you structure, purpose, civilization. Hazel laughed, a bitter, humorless sound that made several delegates flinch. Is that what you tell yourselves? That you're saving us from ourselves? She gestured to the hologram of Proxima Station's ruins. This is your civilization. This is your refinement. And we're done with it. She pulled up a final hologram, a document bearing Earth's seal and the signatures of every human government. Effective immediately, humanity withdraws from the Galactic Council. We reject your refinement protocols. We reject your cultural mandates. We reject your authority over our species. The chamber erupted into chaos. Delegates shouted over each other, some in outrage, others in what might have been fear. The Valkyrie representative's skin flushed a deep purple, a sign of extreme agitation. You cannot survive without the Council, he shouted. Your trade routes, your defense agreements, your very survival depends on our protection. Leo smiled, a cold, predatory expression that made the nearest delegates step back. Protection? You think we need your protection? He pulled up a tactical display, showing Earth's military deployments. While you were busy refining us, we were building. Every insult, every restriction, every murdered colonist, We remembered, and we prepared. The display showed fleets of human warships, weapons platforms, and defensive installations that shouldn't have existed under Council restrictions. Humanity had been breaking the rules for decades, quietly, methodically, waiting for this moment. You wanted us refined, Hazel said, her voice echoing through the stunned chamber. You wanted us civilized. Well, here's something refined humanity forgot how to do. We forgot how to fight dirty. We forgot how to be stubborn. We forgot how to say no. She leaned forward, her eyes blazing. But unrefined humanity, we remember everything. Leo stepped forward beside her. You called us primitive for our violence, our passion, our refusal to accept injustice quietly. You tried to sand away everything that made us dangerous. But you forgot something important. Humans are most dangerous when we have nothing left to lose. And you just took everything. Hazel raised her voice over the chaos. Earth's message to the galaxy is simple. We're done being refined. We're done apologizing for existing. And we're done dying quietly to make you comfortable. She paused, letting her words sink in. You wanted to see primitive humanity. You're about to get your wish. As Hazel and Leo turned to leave the chamber, the Valkyrie representative shouted after them, "This is a declaration of war." Hazel stopped at the doorway, looking back over her shoulder. "No," she said quietly. "This is a declaration of independence. Whether it becomes a war depends entirely on whether you can accept that humanity will never be refined again." They walked out together, leaving behind a galaxy that had forgotten a simple truth. You cannot cage fire. You can only choose whether to warm yourself by it or burn. Behind them, Earth's fleets moved into position. Humanity was done bending. Now, the galaxy would learn to bend instead.